everyone, it's Yana here. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to this week's video. This video is very important for me and it's kind of like a story time video where I want to share with you my wonderful experience of my first tour in the south coast of Iceland during the coronavirus. First of all, I would like to say that in Iceland the coronavirus situation was very well handled and we didn't have a lot of cases in here. If you want to know more, check out the video I made about this topic. But this being said, even if in Iceland there was a good situation, there were not, of course, that many tourists and therefore not a lot of people booked tours. I booked this tour for a Saturday. I was waiting at 8:30 for my minibus to pick me up in near this hostel where the pickup location was. And this guy arrived, this bus driver, and my guide for the tour, whose name is David. We introduced each other and then David told me that he had a surprise for me and I was like, what's the surprise? And he was like, you are the only one that's doing this tour today. You are the only tourist of this tour. And I was like, really? Then he also added that we could go hiking on the glacier even if it was not part of the program, just because he liked hiking, so he offered me to do that. And if you know me, guys, you know I love photography, I love video making, and this guy told me that he had a drone. He was really into photography too, so he took me in every spot of the tour when the lighting was the best to take pictures. So all the pictures and all the videos you're gonna see on this YouTube video have the best lighting ever for every location. Like every waterfall had the perfect lighting for taking pictures of it. And at that point, I was shocked. I couldn't believe him. And I was really happy that this happened to me. I basically had a private tour after booking for a regular tour, and the guide I did this tour with, David, he was super friendly, super helpful. He's really well informed on the volcanoes, on the waterfall, on the glaciers. He's very well informed and he's one of those guys that's really interested in what he's telling you about, so you don't get bored because he's not just like randomly talking. He's really into what he's talking about. Every link will be in the description, the tour I made, and also David's Instagram with all his pictures will be in the description. Okay, before starting to talk about the tour, I want to say sorry for my pronunciation of Icelandic names of the waterfalls, because Icelandic is very hard. Our first stop was at Uridafoss, this wonderful, huge waterfall, beautiful. The water was super clear and I was already amazed by this waterfall. Then we went to one of my favorite attractions ever, one of the things I was most looking forward to, the black sand beach. It was amazing. There were a lot of birds that were nesting, and because of the virus there were less tourists, so the beach was basically empty and we took a lot of cool pictures and cool videos in there. Then very close to the black sand beach there's the small village of Vik, which is right behind a volcano with a glacier. So this small town could potentially drown under the water of the glacier if there's some earthquake and the glacier melts down. So This is a wonderful town, but it's very dangerous to live in there. In Vik, we had lunch and then we moved to the next destination, which was the glacier hike. Very fun. It was just the two of us, so we didn't spend a lot of time putting on all the equipment because we had some special attachments to hiking shoes, because when you're walking on ice on a glacier you need some special equipment. And the glacier we hiked is on the volcano Seljalandsfoss. After the glacier hike, we went to see some of the most beautiful and famous waterfalls in Iceland. The first one is one of the most famous probably, which is Skógafoss. And that waterfall, you guys, it was fucking amazing. It was gorgeous. I took a lot of pictures of that waterfall and it felt like being in heaven, like heaven in earth, or like some fairy magic kingdom. There were 2 rainbows over the waterfall and the sunlight was going through the waterfall and all the moss on the rocks next to the waterfall was glowing like a beautiful bright green, and there were birds flying around. It felt like being in a movie. I have no words to describe it. It's one of the most beautiful things I've seen in my life. Plus, since there were no tourists or very few, I had some clear shots of the waterfall without any people in the front, and I feel extremely grateful that I had this experience and that there weren't so many people in front of the waterfall, because I had an amazing view and it was unreal, seriously. The second waterfall that I've seen, it's called Uridafoss and it means Irish waterfall, and it's a very secret waterfall. You need a private access to this forest and my guide had that access, so we were able to see it and I felt very lucky. Also, besides all the waterfalls I'm going to mention and all the places I'm going to mention, there are also some other stops that David, my guide, he added them as an extra and they were extremely beautiful too. Moving on to the next waterfall, it's Seljalandsfoss. This waterfall, it's very famous because there's a walk that you can do behind the waterfall. This is very beautiful too. It was gorgeous. It had a rainbow. Basically, there are some stairs. You go up the stairs, you run because the wind is throwing the water on you. You'll get super wet. You run behind the waterfall. You look at how fucking amazing this waterfall is. It's huge and you really feel the power of the nature and you really feel how small and insignificant you are, but in a nice way, because you feel how strong and powerful nature can be. Then you walk down the other side of the waterfall. It's very slippery. It's not just like a regular walk. This is something that I wasn't expecting, because a lot of people make it seem like, yeah, you walk behind, that's fine. There are rocks, you have to run and climb and then run down because the water hits you. But it was super fun. The last waterfall that I visited, it was crazy. It was amazing. There's a waterfall inside a small cave, and basically you need to go through the rocks. Be careful to your head, be careful not to slip into the river, which I did. Like, I didn't slip in the river, I just put a feet in the water, but that's besides the point. Go inside, there's a huge rock behind the waterfall. I standed on the rock and I was looking at the waterfall, and you can feel the power of the water falling down from the top of the rocks, and it's just amazing. And again, there were not so many people, so it was really a unique experience. In the last waterfall, which is the last one for a reason, we got soaked wet because it's a small cave and all the water gets on you. But it was super fun and it was just amazing. So that was the end of my tour. Sorry if this video was super long. I just suggest everyone to visit these places, to do these tours, because South Iceland is amazing. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna make more videos about Iceland, and I'm gonna make some videos probably about this tour. I'm gonna give you more information and share more stories about every location that I've seen, so make sure you don't lose any of that. I'm gonna leave my Instagram in the description if you want to see more pictures that I took that day. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye!